დაიწყო ძვირფასო მეგობრებო. ყველაზე ეპიკობა ვიდეოს უყურებთ, რაც კი ოდესმე გინახავთ ქაუნთერის ისტორიაში.
I have tried and failed at great time and expense to create the rank #1 lowest float.
Oh my god, ეხა უბრალოდ რა მოხდება?
I have been dedicating the most time and the most money I ever have chasing any skin. After having to craft the majority of these M4A1S Knights myself due to scarcity, we currently stand at a 90% chance to hit it. Well, at least that's how we end the journey. However, since then, foolishly, in a recent video,
ტრეიდაფზე
held myself and I used one of the higher
პირველი ფლოტი დრაგონ ლორისა
contract. Unsurprisingly, this was a huge waste of a $10,000 skin and the 1 in 20 odds did not come
ვეძებ
through.
ედიტორს ასეთი editing-ით
With an 80% chance
მეილზე მომწერეთ.
instead of what we finished with, which was a 90%. In this video, it is time to attempt
ერთი კომენტარი მინდა მხოლოდ გავაკეთო რა. ნომერ პირველი ფლოტის დრაგონ ლორი ვისაც აქვს, ეგ არის ბრაზილიელი და წარმოიდგინეთ, ეგ ტიპი არის მილიონერი, იუთუბერი არის რა და არხზე 1.5 მილიონ გამომწერი ყავს რა და არხზე აწერია თავისი ფლოტი, ჩარო 127 თუ რაღაცა 0,1327 თუ რაღაც რა. ასე რომ სპარკლს სურს რომ გადაასწროს და თუ სწორად ვიცი ეს დრაგოლორი თუ დავარდა რომლის დაგდების შანსი 90% არის გადავა იმ ბრაზილიელის ხელში. შეთანხმება აქვს ასეთი. იმიტომ რომ ამას სურს რომ იმის დრაგოლორს ჩაუდოს. წავედით რა ვიცი ამ ვიდეოც.
Back up. To do this, I've been preparing. I sent my fellow YouTuber, tech-savvy scientist, $5,000 and instructed him to return as many low-float Mil-Specs from the cobblestone collection as he possibly could. This required gathering low-float industrial skins and throwing them in trade-ups for low odds at hitting the cobblestone collection. He did fantastically, and the video will be on his channel of him attempting all of these cobblestone Mil-Specs. Big shout out to Tech Savvy for doing this for me, by the way. I'll leave his details and the video down below in the description. Spoiler alert, he managed to return 29 Mil-Specs to me. It's my job to take these Mil-Specs, try and turn them into low float chalices. Final attempt at some chalices. Thank you so much, Tech Savvy. Without you attempting a lot of these wouldn't be possible. He's informed me the most optimized way to do these trade-ups is basically having 2 items in from the cobblestone collection mixed with 8 fillers. This gives us a 16.67% chance at a usable chalice. We could also hit the Desert Eagle hand cannon, which is of course float capped, so unusable. I have been doing a bunch of these contracts off camera, and amazingly I managed to hit one of these chalices recently. However, there were a hell of a lot. I'm joined by my and that is a great sign. Contracts, which means 15 chances at usable chalices. Contract #1 of 15. Let's go. Oh, fail. As a little reminder, I gave Tech Savvy $5,000 to make all of these inputs for me, and he did great. He did really good. I got a lot more inputs than I would if I were buying them off the market for that money. Here goes nothing. Attempt number 2, 16% chalice. Oh, fail. Number 3, show me that cobblestone collection. Oh, fail. Number 4, we need some luck, Kitty. Come on, let's go. Let's see the cobblestone.
cobblestone.
Wrong item, I guess. You get what you wish for, right? Very nice float hand cannon, but not a chalice. There's a very real possibility that we could get absolutely no chalice. through all of these items. It's so hard to make these chalices in the
Okay,
first
no,
place,
let's
which makes
say
my
Tabali
9
Arabs.
nights so far just absolutely mind-blowing. Chalice time. We gotta start seeing some chalices. Come on, Gaben. Lego. Is the 0 out of 15 about to happen? I don't want to curse it. Even if that does happen, we can still try and work with what we got. Chalice time.
Oh,
no,
second-hand
cannon. It's time for our first chalice so far. Show us it. And again. So much work went into getting all of these 30 cobblestone items. They all had to be traded up too. Are we going to burn through absolutely all that money and all that work in a split second for absolutely nothing?
ეს იქნება ბოლო შანსი, რომ ნომერ პირველი დრაგონ ლორი გაუმჯობესდეს.
Just one singular chalice from all of these 15 crazy expensive contracts. Let's go. We only have 3
სამი დარჩა, ბიჭო.
Not looking great, ladies and gentlemen. It really is not looking fantastic.
Oh, რეალურად რამდენი დააგდო და ყველა
Hey!
Oh, nice.
Finally, we actually hit 1. We hit 1. Amazing. I don't think it's the best float yet. Because I ran out of really low float items to put in. But this is usable. And our very last contract. Can we squeeze out another cheeky chalice right at the end? Let's find out. We got 1. We got 1 out of 15. And the float
isn't
that great.
There's
been a lot of pain on this journey so far, and this was painful. That night, no pun intended, I was very frustrated after the failure of all of these Mil-Specs only hitting 1 single chalice. So I decided to use one of my higher float chalices and whack it in at 10% trade up for a low float night. This is what happened. Yep. MP9 Barley in low float. I'm not arguing with that one too much. I think that's a pretty decent outcome. Obviously, it can't be used in our journey whatsoever. But when I was looking back at the footage, I realized I didn't even throw the chalice into the contract. I had completely left it out by mistake. So it was time to actually put it into a contract this time for another 10%. Boom. Magically, the 10% had come through, creating a really nice low float night that is usable in this journey. Somehow forgiving my mistakes of throwing that other night into a 5% and replenishing our stock of nights with a brand new, even lower float fresh night. Despite spending probably around the 6-figure mark on all of these videos in total in this entire journey attempting to create
Factor new Dragon Lord ღირს $10,000 რა მეც მაქვს
xoici
მაგრამ ნომერ პირველი ფლოტი
something I hold pretty close to my heart. My girlfriend of the last 5 years, whom I'm sure you've seen in many of my videos. She has been working extremely hard lately, pouring her heart and soul into her first ever startup business. She's put every ounce of money she has in this whole world into this thing, and it was kind of my idea. At first, I caught her doodling designs in her spare time, and I really liked what I saw. So I encouraged her to combine her love for art and her love for fashion, and to try and start something on her own. I've seen every single aspect of her journey from the very beginning, from not believing it could ever work to the amazing state that it's in today. Introducing Days. She sells pretty dope t-shirts, sweaters and hoodies, some of which you'll probably have already seen me wear. I'm never gonna have YouTuberებს აღარ ყავთ სპონსორები რა. So this is kind of the closest you can get to it. However, this is so much more than just merch. This is an entire
ოცხოეთში აღარ არიან
with
YouTuber-ების
a bright
სპონსორები,
future ahead of it.
Nike,
If you're
Puma და ასე
interested in
შემდეგ.
checking out what she
თავიანთი
has created
ბრენდები.
and is selling to the world, I'll leave it down below in the description. daysclothing.com. If any of you like the clothes, purchasing them will literally mean the world to her.
ჩვენი სპონსორი კი არის CS:GO-eti, სადაც ჩვენი პრომო კოდი არის EPIC, რომელზეც მიმდინარეობს $200 დანის გათამაშება. ასევე თამაშდება $200 და უბრალოდ რენდომ კომენტარებით. წარმატებები მისურვეთ მეც და თქვენს წარმატებებს გისურვებთ. ამ ვიდეოში კი გავხსნი რაიმე პატარა кейს $2-ს. აი ეს кейსი. წავიდა ერთი ცალი. დათმანები. არა. მაგრამ მაგის პროფიტი არის? არა. 30%. დავაი upgrade-ში. საბჭოხაროდ ფული აღარ მაქვს. წავედით სპარკლის ვიდეო გავაგზავნოთ.
Let's continue on our journey.
წავიდეთ.
Everybody in the comments from the last part of this journey was saying, now that you've got a 90%, you got to make it a 100%. You've come this far, you cannot possibly risk it. The chances of that 10% coming through,
9 цალი ნაითი აქვს.
everything, a lot.
არ გარისკო რა, მეათეზე ციჩალიჩეო.
I put together a very, very special contract. And I was joined by my friend Drutut, and we made a deal together. A shot at another night for a 100% was on the table. Here's how it went.
100%-ია საკეთებს?
Yo, yo. Firstly, happy birthday.
Thank you already. Those wishes were very nice, bro.
Very nice. Russia.
Happy birthday. That's awesome.
You don't know, my hand when clicking the button was like really shaking, and like from now on I made a vow. I am never ever doing like a contract, expensive one, or like gambling on my like a special day ever again.
it could ruin it all, right? I haven't told my audience the deal.
You can explain it because with my broken English,
My broken
So
English.
you have very, very kindly
Oh
provided
my
me 2
God.
inputs from the Saint Mark collection in quad 0 format. That is because your
Widely
ultimate
able to
dream
supplement.
and #1 skin ever of all time, if I'm not mistaken, is the MP9 Wild Lily.
yes, it is in fact a skin that I've always wanted to go for, but I am not a multi-millionaire.
Well, it's your birthday today, and you hit that birthday contract for the number 2,
Yes.
and that's incredible.
Yes, that's incredible. I was very happy.
Our deal is you provide these to me for free. And then if I hit the MP9 Wild Lily, I give that to you for free.
Yes, that's the deal. Basically, I'm giving you 2 fillers
Yep.
for free.
Yep.
But if you hit, at least one person is walking away with a smile.
Exactly. To be honest, if I hit that, I'm still walking away with a smile because it's kind of like
Yeah.
fate because it's your birthday.
It is, but trust me, like no matter what, as long as it's not the goddamn Franklin or the R8 revolver, I am so happy.
$50
I
says.
already got my birthday gift. I had amazing time with my family, my audience, and everything.
Oh,
And now closing out the day with you. It's
I
gonna
love
be
to
very
hear
good.
it. If we have a look at the number 1s and the number 2s and everything.
ორი ცალი იდება.
It's pretty crazy.
ორი ცალი იდება CZ.
Using number 5 Amber Fave, using number 3
Oh,
Emerald, using
შემი
number 4,
კაი ნომერ
right?
4.
Using the number 1,
ნომერ
there's
1
it.
ემერალდი.
I heard about that.
Which is just absolutely ridiculous. Tech Savvy crafted this. It's 5
შემი
zeros and then
კაი
666.
ექვსიანები ნახე.
So sick. So if this gets deleted and
Oh,
we get like
წაიშლება
50
ვაფშე.
or-
We won!
Yeah, okay. I'm not even gonna say that. The number 2 chalice, the number
ნომერი
2
ნომერ 2
Also crafted by me.
the
კარუსიც.
number 3 chalice.
აქ რა
number
დავარდება
2
ღმერთს
Midnight Lily.
And
And
also by me.
the number 2
რევი იშლება მე
As
გადავა.
well, my
აუ არ
I
არსებობს.
couldn't tell, I love those like purple items. Like I love Mil-Spec contracts so much. Those are my favorite to do.
აუ გული
They're all number
დამარტყავს.
1s.
Wait, even R8 and P250?
I haven't checked that.
30%-ია.
And I don't want to check
Okay.
those, alright? I'm
Okay,
not,
we don't check, we don't
yeah,
check, we
we're
don't
not.
check.
That's not gonna happen.
30%.
New Wild Lily, 5 zeros.
20%, 20%,
Number
10% და
That is the absolute ideal outcome for me, to be honest, because then I can whack it in the
10%
number 1
მეგონი
and it'll trade off. I have 6 zeros. Yeah.
6-0.
კი ბატონო მოსულა, ამას თუ დააგდებს, მაშინ მოსულა რა.
Insane.
Also,
გააკეთო
on the
100%-იანი.
side, I could beat my own #1 Poseidon here. Yeah, but I wouldn't be too unhappy with it, you know? It's better than the terrible
Alright.
other thing. The last good outcome is the Negev Mjolnir, 5 zeros. So that's absolutely ridiculous.
Price-wise, that Mjolnir is unironically worth a lot. I don't know
Yeah,
if you realize that.
no, I know. I know it's worth a lot. One of them's in already.
Wait, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you put the org in slot 1 and Tika like in slot 6?
Just
Because
because
I
it's
need to
your
make the
birthday.
Yeah,
Sure.
because my birthday is on 16th of November.
Yeah,
And I was
okay.
thinking to put it on 11. Like,
თავის დაბადების
I'm
დღის
not a liar. I am
რიცხვში
just
უნდა რომ
screaming
ჩააგდოს.
for the
Of
MP9, right?
course, of course.
I am just screaming for the MP9, but I assure you, no matter what, as long as it's a good outcome, I will be happy, and it has been an amazing birthday for me.
No.
And if you can walk away with a smile, that's also a smile in my book. But we know which outcome I prefer. Yeah, shout out to everyone watching, guys. Make sure to comment and like in advance, no matter what.
მართლა დაულაიქეთ და გამოიწერეთ Sparkles-ის
I'm
არხი.
very happy with how far we've
ლეგენდის
Could I have the
არხი.
honors, please, not Sparkles video.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
I'm probably gonna cover my eyes for it because it's so scary. How much do you think this contract is, by the way?
The
It's
Digger
gotta
is
be
worth like 4k.
4000
The
ღირს
Aug is
დიგლი,
like 3k, so 4k.
3000
Then
ღირს,
the Skull is like 2.5.
2000.
Like 2k. Then the chalices are both 3k. And then each pillar is like 1,000. 21k.
20k range, yeah, something like
20000 დოლარი ჯდება.
that. Whatever brings the most luck. That is what
გული მე მაქვს ცუდაცო. და შეიძლება 30%-ში დააგდოს საშინელება.
3, 2, 1, go!
არა ბიჭო, არა!
Oh my goodness.
I just woke up.
რატო? არა, რა დაირად?
I am so sorry for you, man.
I'm so sorry that you didn't hit the lily.
No. Mid, it doesn't matter. I am so sorry for you, man.
Why?
man?
It is number 1.
It is. Yeah, we did it. We did it. Ginormous fail.
Oh,
So big.
ხო.
The #1 P250 Franklin. It could not have gone worse. So
ნაგავიდან აღმოცენებული ნომერ პირველი
back to the
ფრანკლინი.
drawing board.
არავის არ
The current
აინტერესებს.
#1 Dragon Lore is quite legendary. It has the float of
Ai?
000
1327.
This is, of course, the ultimate meme skin. You can't really get a better, more memey float than that. And it took Frankfurter a very, very long time to get all of the inputs for and craft, and this was many, many years ago where it would have
ძალიან
been
დიდი ხანი
considerably
ქონდა.
easier than nowadays. He has then sold this D-Lore to one of the biggest Brazilian streamers in the whole scene. I can't really say his name correctly, but Cachorro? That is my attempt at it. Who I have been battling with in this journey. For those of you who don't remember, I tried to buy the old #1 Knight before I created the new one for around $8,000, which was a very reasonable price, and he came along and offered double 16,000. Surprise!
$8,000 ყიდულობდა
He
ეს
was
რა.
basically throwing this
Nice.
much money at
და
the
იმან
Knight
ორმა
to
გიგ
stop
შეშთავაზა,
me
რომ ამას არ
from
დაეკრაფტა.
new #1 Dragon Lore, which makes perfect sense because he owns the #1 Dragon Lore, and why would he want his to become #2? He said he would love
Jasno.
to join me
Pročoba,
and
Sparks.
be there
Მაგრამ
at the time that I tried to create this #1, and I asked him, why would you want that? You're not going to be exactly there to cheer me on. Like, it might be a moment of sadness for you. And he said, it's something historic. Having the opportunity to witness it is spectacular. So big shout out to him for being so humble and just wanting
Oh,
to
ეს
watch
უბრალოდ
a historic
ისტორია
event,
არის რა.
despite it possibly creating him some financial loss. I said, unfortunately, I think our timings are going to be a bit off, so I'm not sure you can be there. However, the #1 Knight that I created, I will not register on the database. I'm just going to delete it in the contract. So whatever happens, your #1 Knight stays your #1 Knight. He said, good luck, bro. Thank you for not registering the real #1 Knight. You, above all, are a nice person. Despite these little skin battles I inevitably end up having with people when I'm trying to craft new #1s, he's shown his true colors, and his support for me despite what I'm trying to do, is insane. So big love to him. Before finalizing this insane contract, I saw this clip from Oni.
I think the new number one will be not as a nice number one. Why? And I kinda hate Sparkles for doing this, but I told him this already, but I also respect it, of course. But look at this number one, the current number one Orb Dragon Lord. The float is 0.0000 1337 420 69. I hope Sparkles just doesn't do random float. Would be nice if at least a 69 or something.
This inspired me to try and put even more effort and even more expense into this journey by creating a special float number one Dragon Lore. I got talking to Tech Savvy to discuss the art of the possible, what we could create, what we couldn't create, and after a couple of hours together, we broke down the math and came up with the creation of a skin that could possibly lead us.
Mathematica gatexes.
This would be absolutely unreal. It would be a specific skin that we needed down the chain and then work our way up the chain. Then, if we even managed to hit it in the final contract,
millions
as the 10%, which would mean we'd have a 10%.
Oh,
a 10% shot at the warp fade.
Blue phosphorus
During our call, we really dove deep down the CS float tunnel and came up with two contracts. One a 60% and one a 30%. Both an emerald pinstripe, which if we managed to hit it, we could use that in a restricted contract that would give us a 20% at an M4A1S Knight with the correct float to then put in to the 90% Dragon Lore contract to give us that 1111111 special float Dragon Lore. Firstly, I attempted the
ერთიანებია და არა შვიდიანები? არ გაუმართლა.
Yes, we hit the amber fade instead of the emerald pinstripe. Big rip, but all hope was not lost. I then attempted the 60% emerald pinstripe contract. Fail. Chance had screwed us, and it was well and truly back to the drawing board. This time, we calculated two more contracts. One to once again give us the emerald pinstripe needed for that 111111 number one float Dragon Lore, which would still be a 20% at the night, and then a special backup float contract. This would give us a 70% at an emerald pinstripe usable that we could chuck into a 40% for a night that would give us the correct float at a 90% Dragon Lore with the float 0000 2 3 4 5 6 7. However, failing either of these two contracts still meant that we'd have a 90% at the number one Dragon Lore. However, it wouldn't be in special float, but if these two fail, then it just wasn't to be. We'll still attempt it anyway. So I gathered all the skins needed for that suitable float emerald pinstripe to create the knight that creates the 11111 Dragon Lore, and we hit it. 20% shot at that knight is now possible. Now it was time to create the emerald pinstripe with a specific float to create the specific float knight that would create the 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 Dragon Lore. And once again, we smashed it. Not only did we have a 20% at the night to create the 1111, we also now had a 40% to create the night of the 1 2 3 4. The final two pieces of the puzzle have now been unlocked. Time to attempt our custom contract. This is the 20% at the night with the perfect float for the 1111 Dragon Lore. We've also got a whole bunch of options in here. We have the Poseidon. It won't be the number one because I already hit the number one. And this hydroponic won't be the number one hydroponic because I already hit that too. But we have 30% and some very, very scary, terrible options. Final item going into this contract. The one that we took a long time crafting, failed at. There is 20%.
20% right. მიდი რა, დაგდე და სულ ერთიანები იქნება. ყველა ერთიანი იქნება. 7-იანი უფრო მაგარი იქნება, რა.
These skins for reference. They are not cheap. This is the number one.
Номер პირველი იქნება 111 floated.
And all of the other skins you see in here are also pretty much thousands of dollars. Insane contract. 30% for absolute garbage. 20% Negev Moldia. 10% AK-47 hydroponic. 20% Poseidon. 20% night. If we hit this 20% night, we got a shot at that special float. We will try our absolute best to make it happen. My heart's beating out of my chest right now, and we haven't even got to the final contract. This is absolutely insane. An entire year of work. So much time, effort, expense, calculations, everything.
90 retardis. So
try this 20%. Count it down with me, ladies and gentlemen. 3.
Τώρα მე 10% რისკი იქნება. Fade. ვიდით ხო რა.
481S night.
გეხოწები რა. 20%-ია ვიშას ვიცი, მაგრამ მიხადოვი ბიჩები.
No way did we just hit that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know what this means? We have it means the final contract's ready to go and we have to use the for a 10%. Oh my goodness. We need to check the night. We need to make sure it is the correct float. There it is. 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 9. Okay. Okay. Shit.
This alone
is insanity. Ooh, I can't register this on the database because this is actually technically now the new number 1 float night. So I actually have the number 1 and the number 2. If I registered both of them on the database, poor Cajoro, his night would be knocked down to a number 3 instead of a number 1. This is absolute insanity. I cannot believe that we just hit that 20%. It leaves one final contract. Amazing, you guys know. No more messing about with chalices. No more messing about with Mil-Specs, Dark Ages, P2000 chainmails. One final step remains. Which means we gotta pull this guy out of storage. Oh dear. Oh dear. Come on then, get out of there. I had already done all the math and all the calculations for most likely failing this 20% contract. Look, I've already got the other 40% one, all calculated, all ready to go with the correct float of the night and everything, but we don't need it. Instead, this is what the contract is going to look.
90%
at a dragon lore with
10% შანსი წარუმატებლობის 90% წარმატების
at an orc fade with terrible float. This is crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying this journey so far, please smash that like button. Near enough $100,000.
დაულაიქეთ ვიდეოში.
All on the line to make history. I need to check specific flows of these nights so incredibly closely. First night into the contract. Second night, the 20% we just hit and calculated perfectly into the contract. Final item.
ამას მარტო როგორ აკეთებს ბიჭო?
The contract. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Dragon Lore. The contract I have spent 1 year or so leading up to this point. I just want to remind everyone that this was not done for financial gain. Whatever comes out of this contract will be at great financial loss, even if it is the outcome that
რაც არ უნდა
This
ამოვიდეს
isn't about money.
ფინანსურად წავგებიანია და
This
ეს არ
is
არის
about
ფინანსური
legacy. This is about
რჩევაო რა.
legend. This is about
არის
success in the
ისტორია.
face of
ეს
defeat.
არის
Being mad enough
ტკივილი და
to
ყველაფერი.
do the thing that so many people said was not possible and proving
ყველა
all
ამბობდა რომ
of them
შეუძლებელია
wrong.
ამის
If I were to hit
გაუმჯობესება
this,
რა.
this will be my greatest gaming achievement ever. Sure, unboxing a
სუვენირი
souvenir dragon
დრაგონი
that was
აქვს
amazing.
დაგდებული.
Sure, unboxing the lowest float stat track item in the entire world with 1 in a billion chance, that was amazing. But this is so much more than those. Those were events of pure luck, pure chance. This is something different. This has been a journey with struggle, failure, frustration, expense, having to stand back up so many times after getting brutally beaten down.
აუ ვიდი ისტორია დაწერე რა.
Today is the day we complete our journey and arrive at its final destination. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on this. It's time. It's time. 90% number 1 Dragon Lore. 10% number 1 Orb Fate.
არა არა ეს არ გვიდა მარტო გთხოვ.
Count it down with me. 10. I'm gonna have to close my eyes for it as well. 9,
9
8,
8
7, 6,
5
5,
4
3,
3
2,
2
1.
1
Remember,
გთხოვ
always chase your dreams.
გთხოვ ისტორია
No matter
დაწერე
how hard they are.
გეხვეწები
Let's go.
დრაგონ ლორი მიდი
Let's go.
არა ღმერთო აბარა ბიჭო აბარა
I'm so sorry. Oh my
ხوار
goodness. We have to check the
მიხატავ
float. We have to check it. One more.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
We did it.
Oh my
We did it.
what?
We did it. Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh my god.
the new number 1 Dragon Lore. I want to say a huge shout out to absolutely everybody involved in this journey. I want to name everyone, but there's so many people I would forget. This is an absolutely historic moment. I never thought I'd cry over a CS skin,
Oh dear.
but we did it. We did it. I know a lot of you will be watching this just before Christmas, so I hope you have the absolute best Christmas. Remember what's important. Friends, family, love. You guys are
ისტორია
absolutely incredible,
შეიქმნა.
and I did this for you as much as I did this for me.
მერთო 10 წლის
Not be
შემდეგ
happier.
რაც დრაგონ ლორი
How
დაებატა
this turned
თამაში.
out, and I hope this shows the world that Counter-Strike is more than just a game to some of us. I love our community, and I'm so privileged and proud to be in the position that I'm in, and it's all because of you guys. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes. And I hope everybody watching this has an amazing Christmas and an even better
Bravo.
New Year. It's finally
არა
me to
ღმერთო.
take my place in this museum display in the very center. The number 1
Oh my god.
dragon. I hope all of you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
შემიკაი